very beautiful morning to you, Nigerians all over, wherever you're watching us from. This is Abuja Today on AGTV. Welcome. I'm Jethro Ilya. Last week, we talked about the tribunal judgment that is for AMAC, Abuja Municipal Area Council and the FCT, over the just concluded FCT Area Council elections, where winners emerged. And there have been issues going around. There have been court cases. We talked about all of that on the show last week. And today we shall be continuing with the same topic, but building on where we stopped last week. And to do this, we have Engineer Shitu Chidao with us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you so
We're
much.
expecting Buhumbo Kono Abuja with us, or a member of the PDP, to do justice to this topic in the show. As they come in, we continue with them. Welcome. All right. We talked about the judgment and how we got to where we are today, last week. I'd like you to give us a brief. As it is today, what is the state of things from the election down to this moment?
Okay. Thank you so much. I think, like I said, let me just pause a bit to talk about my candidates.
Okay.
That is my boss in person of Honorable Murtala Usman Karshi,
Karshi.
PhD. I think Abuja should be happy to have this kind of personality for the first time to vie for position of AMAC chairmanship.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, because if you look at his profile, he's somebody from a grassroots down to where he is today, has contributed a lot in various activities within the community. And is one of the, I will not say the most educated, but is one of the eloquent and erudite politician we have at the moment, currently
FCT.
at the moment in the FCT. And this is why people find the interest and key into his project with a very keen interest to make sure that this is one of the projects that we are going to represent to the world, we are going to represent to the Nigerian, that this is among the people we
The
have
best.
that can present us in
But-
piloting the affairs.
But
of
do
the
you
council.
think
Yeah.
education has a way of, let's say, making a best leader? Because we've seen people who are uneducated, yet they did very well when given opportunity to lead.
I would say yes, because having a knowledge of whatever you want to engage is very, very important. And this is somebody who, like I said, is a grassroots politician. Started from the councillorship. He has been.
Was he a councillor?
Yeah, he worked for position of councillor
Councillor, okay.
in Karishi Ward,
Okay.
and he has been a grassroots politician right from that time. Which before even the coming of Abdullah Adamu Candido, I think Murtala Usman Karishi was the person who stepped down to Candido.
Oh,
Yeah.
he stepped down for Candido.
Yes.
That's in
for
2016.
In 2016.
Okay.
Because he look at it's a politics of interest. We are all indigent, we are all resident of FCT, so whoever want to vote, he come with the interest that we have. When I say, okay, let's look at it without any grievances, he stepped down immediately to Candido. And you can see from that 2015 to today again, he's still canvassing for that position without showing any grievances, so saying that, okay, let me do something that the people will say no to him. Now, coming to the issue of the election, haven't said who is the personality of Dr. Murtala
Yes.
Usman
Yes.
Karshi. The election started just like scheduled for this in 12th of February
2022.
2022. And you are a journalist, you can bear me witness that among the election we have been heading in FCT, this is one of the elections that has a lot of court issues.
A lot of court
A
cases
lot of
from
court
councillorship
cases. Yes.
up to the chairmanship.
Yes, from councillorship. I think Gwarimpa Ward went to court.
But
We have
for
city
the sake
centre.
of record,
Yes,
how
yes.
many so far
Yes.
are in court
Yes.
in Abuja Municipal Area Council?
Yeah.
How many councillors are in court?
I think for the sake of record, we have four councillors that are in court.
In court.
Yes,
Okay.
we have four councillors.
Has any of them been given judgment?
Yes, the city centre has been given a judgment
Okay.
that is in favor of the PDP.
Okay.
Why I think Gwarimpa is still ongoing, Orozo is still ongoing, Kabusa is still ongoing. So these are the councillors in court. Other councillors filed the case, but they filed it out of time because you have
Okay.
a time limit at which you
Is it
can
14 days?
Yeah, 14 days. You can be able to file your your case or your complaint that I'm not comfortable with this,
With
or
this
I'm
result
okay
or
with
that.
with that result of that. So this is what we have. So still on that issue of the election,
Okay.
which you first asked
Yes.
How do we come to where we
How,
are
how did
today?
we get to this
So
point?
when the result was,
Announced.
announced, we sat down as a party. We now look at the result critically. You know, we have the forms EC8 and also have
yes.
form EC8B.
B.
We also have the one collecting from the various ward. So we look at there are some irregularity in some of the places, and which among us there's a decision of either we should go to court or not to go to court. But when we look at the irregularity was so obvious, we decided to, okay, let's approach the court of law for our case.
You mentioned earlier that the reason Murtala Karishi stepped down in 2015 to
Yes.
16
Yes.
was because of a collective interest.
Yes.
Looking at the fact that you both, the other camp
Yes.
is an indigene, and Usman Karishi
Yes.
also an indigene.
Yes.
Now, coming down to this election,
Yes.
did that also played out where you could or you would have said this person who emerged in the PDP is an indigene and I'm also of the indigene? Didn't that play out to say, okay, maybe suggest
Yeah.
that we shouldn't go to court?
Yeah, it actually is still playing out because let me tell you, there's a inter-party democracy,
Okay.
intra-party
Democracy.
So within the inter-party and within the
Intra-party.
intra-party, there are things that within the party will look at it. There are
Okay.
things that will look at it between the inter-party relationship.
Okay.
And just like I said that Murtala Karshi stepped down to his colleague or
Like
maybe say also
Abdullahi
serving as
Damkandiro
Abdullahi
in
Damkandiro
2015,
in
16.
2015, because when we look at the structures, we now agree that okay, Murtala having have the interest and also Abdullahi don't have the interest.
Yes.
Now we sit down together, we check at the structures and everything. He decided to say, okay, being a senior colleague and also being a senior brother to him, he decided to say, okay, let's go. That is
Was
the
that
interest.
was that
And
the
now-
reason he was appointed Supervisor Councillor Environment?
Yeah, every political dispensation always has a dividend. You
Okay.
understand? If you
So
look
every
at
sacrifice has
Yeah.
a benefit.
yes, and if you look at he's the only person that has two portfolios then.
Okay.
Supervisory councillors, education, and also environment. You
Okay.
understand? Two portfolio. Now coming to this again, we sat down because just like I said, whatever we are presenting to the Nigerians and to the world, that is how they are going
To
to
see us.
see us. So if you look at it now critically, what we're saying, in every Murtala is just a candidate in a party, and the
Yes.
party affair preside over whatever interest
Instead, Murtala has.
has. So the party has to sit down and look at it. Okay, being an indigene, both of them are indigene, both of them contest for this position. What happened and how does it happen? If the party look at it and they see, okay, the supremacies of the party supersede that of
Of
Murtala
Murtala as an
Karshi
individual.
as an individual. And then the party we decided to say, okay, these irregularities are not obvious or these irregularities are this. Murtala can only give his own input, but
Inputs.
cannot supersede whatever
Cannot
decision of the
decide.
party. And the party have looked at it. If the other person have the competency, has the everything that it takes, the criteria for him to also replace that of the Murtala, so be it. Because
So
I'm telling you right,
where this also looked at
Yes.
issue of credibility and
it's
capacity.
definitely looked at. Because
Would
in
you
leadership-
say that
Yes.
the PDP candidate
Yes.
has no capacity comparing him with your candidates?
You can't even compare. I don't want to
In
say
what sense?
you can't compare in every perspective of life.
Maybe you just
Because-
give us a brief
Okay,
into
if you-
what you mean by
if you look at
it's more capacity. He has more capacity
okay,
than the PDP candidate.
okay, you know, the last time I challenged the person who appeared for PDP in terms of
Yes, Mr. Ian Emmanuel.
Mr. Ian, I challenged him in terms of the distant credibility of their candidate based on certificates forgery, court affidavits forgery, police extraction forgery. You know, all these cases are before the court.
Yes.
And if we are presenting somebody that has all these kind of cases to present us, please, are we doing good to ourselves?
Okay, talking about as a people now,
Yes, we are
as
not
indigenous of the FCT.
indigent of FCT, we are not doing good to ourselves, honestly. To be honest to you, we
Okay,
are not
but
doing
these
good to
are
ourselves.
allegations
Yes.
that are yet to be proven before the courts.
Okay.
So how do you judge, or how do you judge based on that?
I think I explained it here, and I still want to put it to notice. When allegation is being laid before a court of law,
Yes.
we have agency that shoulder with this responsibility to take investigation. When the agency has been charged with that responsibility to take investigation,
Yes.
and during the investigation, everything has been proven. And I think
Okay.
very distant, all the evidence and fact has present before the court. And during that process, what PDP are doing now, They are hitting even the polity. They are not
Overhitting
supposed
the
to be
polity.
Yeah, they are hitting the
How do you
polity.
mean by
For
overhitting the
instance, when
polity?
police finished their own investigation, they found everything that been alleged to be true. So we expect them to allow the police to do their constitutional
job.
right, but they petition the police. Just like after the tribunal
Okay.
issue, they still petition the panel of the tribunal. And I mentioned this thing last week that now, currently, as we are speaking, we have about 10 cases that has been judged by this same panel.
Okay.
Out of this, and only 3. Now, the last time I said 2, now 3. The 3 is Buhari that
Okay.
just been announced of the council
Yes.
election. The same with that panel sitting
Okay.
for the AMAC election.
Okay.
So in this judgment now, they have 7 and we have 3.
3.
And these 3, have we seen in anywhere in the media where APC are crying that?
Well, I think there was a kind of a press briefing,
Yes,
or what I call it,
yes,
protest
yes,
by your party members.
yes.
I think about 2 weeks ago or so,
Okay.
talking about the judgment.
When we are talking about the judgment, I think I explained it the last time that there was a group of people who called themselves Coalition of Chairmanship Candidates,
Candidates, yes.
which even the process that they formed the coalition was very wrong, because immediately after that, as law-abiding citizens, we approached
The courts.
we approached
Okay.
the group.
The group, okay.
We called them. I say, how can you set this kind of a group without inviting an APC candidate? To be honest with you, go on your investigation. They said that they tried to get across to the APC candidate.
Candidates.
His number was not going. I say, why didn't you drop him a message? You have his number. They were just giving an slender excuses.
Okay.
So it's very obvious to form that kind of group without inviting somebody who is a key player like the APC candidate into such kind of group. You understand? So they were complaining, and finally they say, okay, we apologize. In the next meeting, we are going to go. This triggers because they misled the
public.
general public, and that is why we come to give a redundant to that and say that, okay, this thing these people are saying, they are trying to preempt the court. If you have any grievances, approach the court. All our grievances, if you look at it carefully, we have never done anything or take the law into our hand. Even with the APC
on the day of the judgment at the
Yes.
tribunal, there were pictures of some of your supporters
Yes.
who went to Abuja Municipal Council to
Yes.
bring down the banner of the chairman, who's sitting chairman right now.
Yes. I think nobody has proved that. That's it is
These
our
were
own support.
These were the pictures
No,
we saw, and then
because-
allegations that were laid
Yes,
that
it
your supporters did that.
it is an allegation, but nobody has proved it, because in every allegation must be proof.
And
You
then,
understand?
looking
Before
at the
it
fact
can
that
now-
it was not a
Yes.
court matter. So, talking about proving,
Yeah, let me tell you something clearly. I think I was invited by the SIB when that incident happened
okay?
to say that, okay, this were alleged that the APC people did this and do that. And I want to tell you that there are miscram that have been like kind of combined into
Okay, that
our
have
movement,
penetrated your movement.
penetrated our movement, to say that, okay, whenever we are going out, whenever anything, they want to see how they can cause chaos and say that
Okay.
this is our
Okay,
followers.
Shouldn't
that
you
did
be
this.
more interested in sieving out
Yes.
some of these
That is
miscreants?
exactly what we do. If you look at the day that the court gave minister with an immediate effect of 24 hours to sworn in the new chairman, isn't
Okay.
it? But the minister from that Friday, being 5th, until Monday, he couldn't do that. And even the notice of appeal that were served very late. The minister could have go ahead and did
But
let me
Wa-
explain to you.
Was he supposed to swear them in, swear your candidate in on Saturday?
Immediately. They said
Looking at
we-
the fact that Saturday is not a working day,
No,
Sunday
but
same.
it was on Friday during the working hours, and which they said with immediate effect. If you look
Okay.
at it from that Friday to Saturday, you still have the mandate to do
And-
that.
but
Let me explain something.
looking at the fact that
Yes.
there are procedures to
Yes.
swearing in
Yes.
a chairman,
Yes.
should you not think that these were the reasons the minister
I
didn't
think the
swear
machineries
in?
of the government is so powerful that an individual cannot undermine it.
Okay,
If the minister intend to whatever reason he give to us, we as a law-abiding citizen will comply with him as a leader.
okay.
And we appreciate him for giving a fair level ground.
Playing ground.
Playground for us to be able, whatever reason I said, we accept it and we tolerate it and we abide by
Right.
him as a leader. And that is why if you were in that this thing,
Judgment.
no, you were in the
The protest.
yeah at the area 11. I think.
Okay.
You
Yes, I
can
was
see
there.
how our people were agitating the one to protest. When we be the leader, we talk to them, we calm them down. Immediately I release this thing on my social media handle. All our members to remain calm and resolute. Nobody should go and violate any law. And
Yes.
here, this thing at the spot, we try as much as we could. Myself, the chairman, and other leaders of this movement, to make sure we control the youth. We didn't have anything that can breach the security or violate any law. And that is how we look at the masses that day. We're able to curtail
Okay.
and seal all the problems. I will make sure that there was no any protest, there was no any agitation. Unlike the other people, a little things now, you see them in the minister, 7 people, 12 people, you just in the minister get their protesting against the minister.
All
and
right.
The rest of it. We are not like
Moving
that.
forward,
Yes.
this is the affair of the party,
Yes.
if I get it correctly,
Yes.
the APC. The immediate past chairman of Abuja Municipal Council
Yes.
is an APC person.
Yes.
His vice, an APC person. Looking at what happened even from the level of the primary election up to this moment, have there been measures to uniting the party? Because it appears there is a divide between within the APC. That is, the former immediate past chairman candidate and your candidate, and you are both of the same party. How do you assess this? Looking at the fact that they are both members of the same party, would you not say that there is a kind of sabotage or
Within the party.
without there's no unity within the party?
Thank you for this question. I think there's no perfect relationship, no perfect home.
Okay.
And in every political fora, there are always that kind of internal crisis in every political fora.
Your
Even if
ability
you
to
can-
manage it.
Yeah, the
matters a
mechanism,
lot.
that's what I'm coming. If you look at in every political party, in every political organization, every institution,
Yes.
there's always an internal
Interest,
crisis.
and
You
interest.
understand? And Kando, like I said, if my candidate will see Kando today, you see their relationship, no matter what. You still respect him as a boss, as a senior colleague. And that's this thing, if you look at it carefully, the APC shows their robust system of democracy. And even the minister did not interfere because he doesn't want to interfere within the party and say, hey, Mr. Minister has taken side, or this person has said, or the party has taken side.
Okay.
That was why they allow all the court process to go smoothly without any interference. That is democracy. And if you look at it carefully after the whole thing will still come out, both the Biggie, the Murtala Kashi, that is Sulaiman
Alassane
Gwagwa, they embrace themselves as brothers. They embrace themselves and say, congratulations. All the supporters of Alassane Gwagwa that were in Supreme Court that day, see how they embrace themselves with Murtala Kashi.
Okay.
That shows you that is democracy.
There were allegations that
Yes.
Alassane Gwagwa
Yes.
scam
Yes.
did not support the APC well enough
Yes.
during the election.
Okay. These are all allegations, like I said. Either they support, they didn't support. Nobody can come here with substantial proof to say that Alassane Gwagwa did not support our candidate. Because I was part of the committee that went to the committee that chairs the election of AMAC. We all sat in a roundtable discussion, including the AMAC chairman Kando was there, Alassane Gwagwa were there, other stakeholders were all there. We sat down together and we looked at all things. What I agreed is that within the short time of this thing, there was a misconception of the agent, who will be the agent and who will not be the agent. And some our polling unit agent, you see 2 agents, 3 agents, because this is from this other camp. Because all camp were prepared for the election, even without whatever we come. You understand? This is exactly what happened. So during that election, there were some crises and incidents that happened that panicked a lot of people. So that makes some of our agents, because of the crisis, they were sympathizing and the rest of it. So some of them were not on ground to fully monitor the activities till the destined to Karo. That is the INEC office. But in every political party, there are crises. Then after the crisis, there are synergies. And that is what APC has exhibited. And that is what we are now. And other issues are just issue of the party, which,
Okay. But now, at this level,
yes,
before you go, at this level, the party leadership in
Yes.
FCT, are there are there measures to ensuring that there is this unity, cohesion between the APC, not just in Abuja Municipal Area Council, but across the 6 area councils?
Okay.
Are there measures to ensuring that, because these are things that affect the party,
Yeah.
even at an election?
Yeah.
So are there
Yeah.
measures to ensure that there's cohesion between the party?
As this thing at the moment now, I think the minister have done a lot
Okay.
in making sure that he resolve all the differences in the parties. And if you follow up critically, you see that recently the minister have set a committee
Okay.
to look into all the crises that live from the time of Congress, because
Okay.
that happened from
That's
the
where it
time of
started
the
from.
Congress. Started from AMAC. First and from, because a lot of people want to put their structures because I want to buy for this, I want to buy for that. And that was why the minister delayed the appointment at the time of giving all these political appointments, because some people were also compensate with those
Okay.
appointments to say that, okay, take this position, take this, since you are not in that other position. Up to now, the mechanism is still in place. And the
Okay.
committee are still working to do all their finding and resolve the problem. I think the minister have given them the timeline. Last week, I think we're in the national, in the state level, discussing with the stakeholder, the youth arms and all women and other this thing, to see
groups.
that, okay, the timeline that the minister give that the problem should be resolved is almost elapsing. So they are trying to see that they catch up with the
the time.
minister time. And also the stakeholder of the party and the executive, everybody is ready to embrace this, because we cannot afford to say that APC is losing FCT again in the general election. Yeah, in general election. So we are putting the mechanism in place, and the minister is charging those committees to
Okay.
make sure they give him the report with immediate effects.
Okay, we're still on AGTV. There's Abuja Today, showing live and direct from AGTV studio here in Abuja. We're supposed to be joined by the PDP spokesperson, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, he's not here. But of course, when he comes, we will definitely give him the opportunity to air out his view concerning the tribunal judgment and all cases surrounding this issue. All right, before we go, what will be your message to your supporters, that is, those of the APC, moving forward?
Okay, like I always said, my message across the supporter, because I want to have to look at the age bracket of people who participate in politics.
Yes.
And you agree with me that the age bracket now is within the youths and also the women. You understand? So they should come out in masses and ask questions. They should come out and participate. They should reach out to the relevant stakeholders, and they should not take law into their hands. Whatever grievances where they are not clear with it, they should call the stakeholders. Tango will have stakeholders respective ward. We also have the respective polling unit, because the structure of APC is one of the some structure that you can work. Even at the polling unit, we have an executive at the polling unit that manage the affairs of the polling unit. They should reach out and ask information. Secondly, I want to reach out to the general public, specifically to Abuja resident and indigent, to please, let's embrace peace and unity. Let's work together as a team. Let's not be looking at issue of fraction or faction within ourselves. We are ones. There's nobody that is more Abuja than any other person. There's no anybody that is more less than the other. Whatever we do, let's look at ourselves as one and embrace ourselves as one. In every political dispensation, there are always times that you must have to come. After that times, you must have to embrace peace and work together as a team. That's why we're calling all our supporters and also the general public for us to come together as one and unite, make sure that we make Abuja great place.
All right, that is that for today on Abuja Today, showing on AGTV, and that is Engineer Shitu Chidawa speaking on behalf of the APC. We are supposed to be joined by the candidate or the representative of the PDP, but for obvious reasons, he's not able to make it. But in our subsequent bulletins, he will be here and then giving the opportunity to air out his side of the story. For now, thank you so much for coming on the show. For now, I'm Jethro Ilya, and bye for now.